Welcome back to the 9th week of my Empires recap, almost double digits. Now, let's see what our rulers are up to. False was able to get the best sleep she's had in ages, yet while in her sleep living her wildest dreams, flying in the sky. Yet someone else was here. Things which weren't there before had appeared, like a warped tree, podsaw patches, chests with a sign saying you're welcome, and a weird statue thing. Despite this, the blocks in those chests are the exact blocks she needs to build a build that she had seen in her dream. After an encounter with the overly kind sausage, knowing that the statues were also at whips, gets going on building the ship in the sky, which she deemed useless after adding an engine that didn't get her back home. So the build wasn't to waste, the ship was repurposed as an iron farm. Still, she needs to find a way out if a war is brewing. Pixelriffs this week provides his first behind the scenes episode, which shows the process of building the skeleton hideout from Joey's adventure last week. We described the process of making the exterior, then the ideas for the interior, where puzzles, challenges and adventure would take place. Like many builds, it goes from the ground up, docks to the note writing area at the top, making sure that along the way these higher areas can't be accessed unless doing puzzles. Now it's a plan on how does one get to the hideout in the first place. First, it'd be an actual map leading to a buried treasure, but then in that loop would be a skeleton compass leading to a hidden lodestone in an overgrown portal, which would contain the final map of the hideout. The hardest part is definitely the mobs, having to kill dock skeletons to put loot in, and having to meticulously put in Pete in the cage before having Joey's essence put on him, making him the Pete we know today. Jem wants to provide and show others her bees can give more than honeycomb, like boiled honey, good for both food and blocks. So this process is automated, builds a honey ball contraption by Ilmango after mining some more iron for the farm to be built. Having her be further away from many other empires, there needs to be a way which people can easily access her, which is by another portal in a hill decorated by nature, banners, flowers and farmland. Despite this, first entering the portal doesn't lead her to the nether roof and back home, coming out of Joel's portal instead. So she can be more protected if necessary, she upgrades her armour from iron to diamond. The sheriff has also been at work, adding a pathway to his nether portal and expanding the railway tracks, even if he hasn't gone halfway through the tunnel with anvils yet. Trivial matters aside, the sheriff needs to sue Joel for making a toy barn on the basis of copyright infringement, selling toys of him without his permission and getting profit. So if Joel doesn't pay up the profits, the sheriff and his lawyer for it will take it away. So reciprocation can be made. 73 hours is given for Joel to pay up in the sheriff's new bank, or parts of his base will be taken away. Yet he won't let this slide, wanting to set up a counter lawsuit with his lawyer Lizzie, wanting to ensure that they don't get a dime. Proceeding to build a bank and adding its riches, Joel comes, but as usual doesn't go as planned, as the law book is burned right in front of his eyes, claiming that those rules are against his own rights and free speech. Obviously, this means Joel isn't going to pay up, meaning now putting it in the case of a suing, yet not threatened, seeing himself as above the law, not being a small matter. This case will be in the big claims court. Joel discovers the lost law that the sheriff made, and automatically knowing that it was him who did it. After gathering quartz for his bridge, encounters the sheriff Antwip outside of his shop, now needing to get his lawyer. Collecting remaining resources for the bridge now means that it can be constructed, so massive in fact that it spans across 2 biomes and 4 to 5 hours to make, yet doesn't even come close in posing a threat to the Great Bridge. Seeing a Hermes with his souvenirs gives the tired boy to Sausage, requesting a place for him to sleep in each of their empires, which, unknown to him, Sausage had already done 3 weeks ago. Sausage still isn't convinced that his underground bunker is actually under his empire, thinking that he's actually in another dimension. Before leaving good this episode, leaves frogs to take care of it, while Miles Morales is put in the fountain like the others. Besides this, tree chopping can be hard work, taking long hours, so gets the idea of making an automatic wood farm, getting the iron from false, mining for redstone, caving plus going in the swamps for the slime, copper from whip, and honey from Gem, where he turned one of her villagers into a spinning rabbit. Building and testing the farm, it is proven to work for regular trees. Dark oak is too large, while mangrove is too scattered. Knowing that it works Next, a build is built to surround him. Shown inside, then a 20-minute AFK session, getting him many stacks of wood while also depleting his bone meal supply. However, he's been feeling a bit more weird lately since the bard has showed up, hearing a horn from Jem's tavern and a vision of the past experiences he doesn't remember having. So, if these become more frequent, he wants to record these in chronological order so he can hopefully piece them together and figure out what is causing these and why. He can only hope it not being related to his own old kingdom. Shobble decides to build a massive cauldron to use make potions that will hopefully eventually save Catherine. Getting her star from the river fight, wants to add something of her own to the bridge, which is revealed to be a mangrove tree with a slight hole in the middle where a toad is, feeding for good luck. We ignore the first toad who died jumping off the bridge, yet the signs return once more, this time with a frog head on a fence. Everyone is in grave danger. No. This is no longer funny, or was. This isn't made any better by getting a book from the academy, checking in that she got the last letter, as mail to Evermore can be slow. She must return to the academy immediately on the next train to return her wand. Failure to do this would be a great witch offence with consequences. This isn't what Shelby had expected, hoping that they forget about her, meaning she doesn't know what to do. Whip's goal this episode is helping others, yet he starts off by building his Goblin Express to Gem and doing a stealth mission at Animalia, taking her berries from her farm and then a contraption below it, taking some of her berries for him. Not that noticeable, right? Yet, while wanting to build a Sweetberry Road between the two empires, notices his master sheriff in the distance, accepting to be a lawyer, as goblins are great speakers. This should be fine. In exchange for helping Gem, he turns one of her villagers into a goblin one. Back to the sewing, there needs to be a courthouse for the case to take place, so builds the courthouse with both a large and small claims court with an office led by the corridor. Due to its size and the amount of excavation needed to build it, uses his beacon to use, making a full haste to emerald beacon. Even if he can take the railway, it can't compare to flight, which he goes to Shelby for. This would be a double-edged sword, as by drinking a potion makes his ears even bigger than they were before, making them become wings. Yet he now is even more sensitive to noise, having to whisper. Knowing Pixel will be the judge makes him a gift box containing emerald ore, calcite, diorite, copper, deep slate and granite, left in front of his storage. This has to be some form of bribery, right? Joey notices Catherine's gift of a head on a spike, thinking she killed the mason on a voyage, cherishing it, thinking that she loves him, killing someone in his honor. Then by being a pirate, changes to the pirate language in Minecraft, requested by fans. Despite being funny, can be confusing. Pete wants a clock tower library built for him, so Joes goes out to find sausage for build advice, even getting it after some intimidation. Fortunately for him, he gets valuable information on his pirate girlfriend, Catherine, with what colours she likes, which are purple, magenta and pink. Then, that she likes a dark and colourful style. Other advice was that he should get dye from Chromia, which is advice he follows. Beautiful and colourful, yet it is ruined by the sight of Stratos, his arch nemesis' base, who he will eventually fight. Getting the dyes he needs, then honeycomb from Jen. Builds the Clockhouse library, but forgot Froglights, going to Pixel and giving him an unlimited supply from his fish shop and promise of never stealing from him while being toured around the catacombs. Something we both learn is that the statue lady doesn't have a name, but is a guardian spirit of sorts. Pixel is still learning though. Finishing off the Clockhouse and changing to the more colourful design of his dock, adds Pete to it and fills it up with all but becoming poor because of it. This is all I have from Empires this week. Make sure to like and subscribe with the bell so you never miss an upload, maybe even leave in a comment as well. Goodbye.